often look at simple franchise businesses and think, why do I need a franchise for that? I could go start that business on my own. In this video, I want to explain the clear advantages of franchise ownership versus entrepreneurship. Investing in a franchise is very different from starting a business from scratch. In fact, sometimes the easiest people to convince of the true value proposition of a franchise are former entrepreneurs. So let's start with defining entrepreneurship. So an entrepreneur is somebody who has an idea. Then they have to go out and trial and error that idea. They have to figure out who that customer is that's going to want that product or service, where to find those customers, how to market to get those customers, how much money it's going to take to attract enough of those customers, how long it's going to take to build a positively cash flowing business with those customers. Not to mention sourcing product, figuring out the best location for this business, and so on and so on and so on. In fact, starting a business from scratch is so hard that most startup businesses fail before their 5th anniversary. That is a statistic that's put out by the Small Business Association. But here's the thing, that statistic is not owned in franchising. Okay, so now let's talk about franchising. What is a franchise? A franchise is an investment because you're putting money into a proven business plan. So the first difference is unproven, proven. A franchise has a proven plan because somebody, an entrepreneur, went out and started a business as an entrepreneurial venture, spent the money and time and trial and error, cried the tears, sweat the sweat, bled if they had to, and perfected, if you will, a business model. So you as the franchisee get to pay the franchise fee, which is the one-time fee that you give to the franchisor for the cost of entry into the world that they've created. And you get instant access to that business plan and everything that they've already figured out. An entrepreneur is typically a widget master or an inventor. They're bringing an idea to market, oftentimes centered around something that they've created. Franchisees are taking something that somebody else has created and executing to make money. It's in that trying to figure out how to make money phase that the vast majority of startup entrepreneurial businesses fail. Over here, franchises aren't failing because we have that proven track record. We can come to the table properly capitalized. We know what to do, where to spend the money, how to attract the customer, how many customers, where to find those customers, right? Where we're going to advertise, where to put that location. So we can get to the part where we can statistically start making money faster in a franchise than our entrepreneurial counterparts. So the last thing I want to say about entrepreneurship versus franchising is that entrepreneurship is very lonely. There is nobody there to help you figure this out. It's not like you're going to be able to walk into your competitors and ask them questions, right? Nobody's sharing best practices with you. You're creating those best practices. Over here in franchising, we work collaboratively. We work collectively. It's this idea that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. There shouldn't be a question that you're asking that somebody else doesn't have an answer to. So there's always somebody when you pick up the phone and call and ask for help that will be there to support you. That includes a corporate office as well as your fellow family of franchisees. So these franchisees, the neighbors to you, they are not competitors. Every franchisee buys a protected territory. So we're all working together. We're all shareholders in the same brand, trying to figure things out. And the more we can all figure it out and share those best practices, then the better that brand is going to grow, the faster that brand is going to grow. And when we're all executing and creating a customer experience that's harmonious, that's when brand equity grows. So the last thing I'm going to tell you about the difference between entrepreneurship and franchising is the opportunity to build wealth. How many entrepreneurs do you see ever make it past one location successfully? Franchise owners come in with the scale in mind. They purchase those additional territories from the beginning, knowing that the wealth is created through the scale. So it won't be about one truck or one territory or one location, but it's scaling into those to really build the wealth. And of course, at the end of all of that, that wealth is there. It's equity that's yours to own and sell. So when you are ready to check out, when you're ready to retire, when you're ready to be done with your business, you've created something of exceptional value that you can put a price tag on and you can sell. And there's a statistic out there that franchise businesses sell faster and for higher multiples than their mom and pop counterparts. There's many reasons for that, the best of which is the new buyer doesn't just have to take your word for it like they do in an entrepreneurial business. But in a franchise, that new buyer can research the entire organization, can talk to your neighbors to figure out what makes a franchise top performing, to figure out kind of how your business is doing relative to all the franchisees around you. And that's going to build their confidence and trust in the asking price that you've put on your business and in their ability to take that business from where it is to where they want to take it to the next level. If this conversation has inspired you and you are ready to find the perfect franchise opportunity to drive your life personally, professionally, and financially to a new place, to build something of value that is yours to sell when you're ready to be done, then I want to be your daily coach. Please contact me right now. And if this video has inspired you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and share this video with somebody you know.